name is Michelle Armour. I am one of 6 landscape architecture students at the Temple University program who worked on the Philadelphia Flower Show exhibit this year. Every year it's the juniors project, and this has been our project for most of the year. I'm going to give you a little tour. So the overall concept is that we have the establishment and the commune, kind of going on that, the peace movement of the 60s and what it was kind of rallying against. We've updated it to be the machine and the haven. So let's go. So we're going to enter into the machine. And in this part of the exhibit, the team that worked on this side chose to use reflective materials, lots of metal, lots of shiny new materials to kind of reflect a more urban atmosphere, very energy intensive materials, kind of reflecting how we impose our design onto the environment in a lot of traditional design. Make note of the rusty towers here because you'll see something like it a little ahead. The plant palette reflects a lot of the sharp and shiny character that you see in the rest of the materials. A lot of evergreens, plants with shiny leaves. And these towers, in the concept, they were meant to kind of make you think of like skyscrapers, towers in the city, kind of imposing. The original concept had a lot of mirrors, which was really cool because the idea was to make us think about how we are complicit in the establishment or in the machine and what our part is in it. But mirrors are very hard to work with. They break easily. So this is our focal point here. This kind of marks a destination here and a little bit of a transition. You see the tower again, but this time it's painted a bright fuchsia color, which shows a little bit of a transformation. It's the same structure, but used in a different way. You can make note of the stripes on the reflective surface. We took this as an opportunity to teach people about bird window strikes and what they can do to prevent them and help save the birds. We come into the haven. This is a drastic change from the machine. Here we have more naturalistic materials. A lot more of this side was made of repurposed materials, such as repurposed pallet wood, things like logs, just things that have had a life previously but are now being used again. Also a lot of natural materials such as like rough stone, things like that. You don't see much metal on this side. The plants on this side are a little softer. There are no sharp edges to the leaves. I believe there's a lot more native on this side as well, native species, trying to teach us to work with the environment and wildlife. The design works a little more with the environment versus imposing our design on it, trying to go with the idea of working with nature versus imposing ourselves on it. This is a retreat. So part of the idea here was to create a retreat or a haven for someone, inspiration for home gardeners even, to create spaces where they can relax and reflect and kind of get away from all the stimulus that we experience throughout our busy lives. And this was the Roost, which is a little retreat inspired by an owl's roost. And as you can see in this whole area, we've provided a lot of little places for beings other than humans to live. You see birds' nests, bird houses. There's a little surprise one up there that you could miss if you weren't looking up. So part of what we wanted to talk about on this side too was being able to kind of sustain yourself. So there are a lot of food crops, as you'll see. There's a spring, so we're encouraging people to try to drink, maybe not directly from the spring, but from the tap versus bottled water. You know, if you've got safe tap water, drink it, because plastic's doing a lot of damage to the environment. And also we're trying to bring awareness to keeping our natural water systems healthy so that we can have clean springs. We've got a fire pit here with some fun facts about different plants that you may not know are actually edible or useful. Like we've got cattails, we've got white pine needles, which can be used as a tea, or honey locust seed pods, which can be used as a sweetener. And then on this side we have our window boxes, kind of showing people how they can extend their growing season at home. We're trying to empower gardeners to be more self-sufficient. So using window boxes can allow you to grow vegetables earlier in the season when it's normally too cold, or later in the season. It's almost like a mini greenhouse with the funky colors, repurposed window frames that we've used. These actually came from window boxes on our campus, I believe. The window boxes themselves were built from scratch. You can see a little bit of an unconventional paving pattern here. The boards extending over the edge. Kind of went with like the hippie theme and kind of DIY, rough workmanship. We've got our exit structure. So out here we can see a lot of the edible plants and a lot of the herbs. And, there's calendula, which is used medicinally. We've got peas. We've got raspberries, or black raspberries poking out from the other side. We've got different kinds of herbs in here. We've got vegetables in this one. Looks like some kale and lettuce. Good stuff. We've got some blueberry bushes. So this is really showing how you can have edible plants in your own yard. Here we have a syrup tapping kit attached to a birch tree, because apparently you can tap birch trees just similarly to maples. Or similar to how you would tap a maple, get birch syrup. And here's the inside of the roost with all of the little items to make it look lived in. I want to live in there. And we provided habitat for different creatures like insects, with these little insect hotels, we call them. Got one up there with different natural materials that different kinds of bees, insects like that, would really thrive in. That's our storage shed. What this whole thing was built around, a shed. We've got a hotel with coconut bar, we've got a bat box up there. Branches, figs. So we've gotten a lot of questions about these here. A lot of visitors have said, what are those things? Where can I get them? And those are actually coconut coir logs. They're coconut fibers that are held together in a rope, kind of like a sausage. And they're used in stream bank restoration. They're used to hold back soil and allow plants to establish their roots until they can hold the soil back themselves. So we use them just to kind of hold back soil in a slightly different way. And then our 3D rendering of our exhibit, done by one of our classmates who's especially good in the software. Shows the building process. So here we are. Here's the exit structure. We've got Temple University pamphlets for the public to learn a little bit about what we do up at Ambler with the Landscape Architecture and Horticulture program. So here, this is kind of the outside of the Haven and the machine. So it's a little bit of a combination as far as materials go. So we've got the corrugated metal that you see earlier towards the entrance of the exhibit, but now it's rusted, it's weathered, and it continues to be used. We're trying to promote using them for their full life. And another birdhouse. I think these plants look so beautiful against the backdrop of the corrugated metal. It's almost like they just sprung up there themselves. And here we transition back into the edge of the machine. So this is the outside of that entrance ramp that we started at. Got lots of different kinds of plantings on the tops of the towers. Daffodils. So from out here you can get little glimpses into the exhibit, but you can't see everything. So it's a way to kind of entice people to come in and check out what we've got going on, make people want to see more. Trailing plants coming down off of the tops of the towers, along with taller flowers that give the towers more height. Got some kind of traditional looking, or almost corporate looking evergreens here to kind of reinforce that idea of the man or the status quo. Towers here, and I don't know if you noticed in here, but we've got some really sharp edges in there. So the idea behind the machine was to make it a little cold and uncomfortable and inaccessible, which was a really big challenge, I think, for the team who worked on it, because as designers, we want to make things beautiful and comforting and inviting. So they really had to try to balance, making it aesthetically pleasing and appropriate for the flower show, but still not making it too beautiful. So it's really challenging, and I think they did a great job with it. Reflective surfaces and the lights. And here we are back to the